Now, the BRICS Business Forum meeting is underway ahead of the official start of the summit this afternoon at 4 p.m. Several stakeholders are gathering at the Sandton Convention Centre. They will discuss different sectors that will drive economic growth in the trading bloc. Of course, that includes agriculture and tourism. And let's bring in Rofhiwa Madzena, who is live at the Convention Centre this morning to give us a picture of what to expect, of course, today and what's been going on this morning as well. Rofhiwa, we know the Business Forum is underway there at the Sandton Convention Centre. I want to talk about something that you spoke briefly with Dr. Stravoth earlier, and he said, you know, energy will be one of the main topics here, green energy, electricity, and partnerships with regards to production of, for instance, electric vehicles and so on. So what else can you tell us there that's been going on and some of the key aspects that we need to focus on?
Yes, Baron, one of the important conversations happening around the energy transition indeed. The panel at the BRICS Business Forum at the moment is actually unpacking that with panelists including the CEO of Standard Bank. Standard Bank saying that they've extended loans of about 450 billion rand so far, million rand if you will. Very excited about the transition, I suppose. And that is for people that are looking to advance their energy supply and diversify it, whether it be a household or a small and medium business. This is the direction that the country is taking. And of course, what we're going to be seeing now is how big industry that contributes to direct economic growth will do the same. And of course, it can't be not in conjunction with Eskom, Baron, but it's finding ways in which to work alongside Eskom so that we can bridge the gap that the crisis has created. But yes, like you say, other important discussions that have been happening throughout the morning and will continue to happen. So what we're trying here is to create an alternative to the reliance on the global West. So the BRICS Bank, when the BRICS Bank was conceptualized and came into fruition, now known as the New Development Bank, there was actually a panel discussion between the New Development Bank and the Development Bank of South Africa to speak about the funding opportunities that are out there for the just energy transition. That's just one discussion. Another one is how do we prepare as an African continent, as a BRICS trading bloc, but other emerging economies for things like the COVID-19 pandemic that we saw, Baron. So we had COVID-19 happen, and unfortunately for the African continent, we found ourselves unable to secure essential resources related to the pandemic. And primarily that was the vaccines. We found ourselves with our begging bowls in our hand, begging the global West for whatever scraps they had left. So the idea of BRICS, the bloc, extending the bloc and creating an alternative in terms of a G20 or any other trading bloc, if you will, is that we reduce our reliance on other economies and create our own resource pool of essential resources that include capital as well as other capabilities that will grow industries like manufacturing, agriculture, and let us as the African continent or as a trading bloc be the ones that export the bulk of raw and finished products to the rest of the world. But let's take you to Siphamandla Goge, Baron. He is also covering another component of BRICS, covering the arrivals at Waterkloof Airport. Siphamandla Goge, who are you expecting or who has landed on South African soil this morning? Siphamandla Goge, if you can hear me, tell us a little bit about what's happening at Waterkloof. Which are the dignitaries that have touched on South African soil?
And there are more than 1,000 startups today in India on the EV ecosystem which are contributing in different ways and means and leading to a lot of inclusive growth, not only contributing to the Indian green economy and green EV ecosystem, but to the global EV ecosystem as well. I'm jumping into this
Baron, I'm going to give it back to you for the time being while we get those technical gremlins dealt with. Siphamandla Goge monitoring the arrival of the different dignitaries that are making their way to the Sandton Convention Centre for those important discussions over the next 3 days.
All right, thank you so much, Rofhiwa. Of course, Rofhiwa Madzena is at the Sandton Convention Centre where the BRICS Business Forum taking place right now. Very important discussions being held there leading up to the official start of the BRICS Summit, which will start officially at 4 p.m. this afternoon, and where we will get a glimpse of what will be discussed as we will be hearing from those different heads of state a little later on. They will each have something to say when it comes to the BRICS Summit and what to expect from this BRICS Summit. So it will be very interesting to hear from those different heads of state.